Hello everyone, Douglas here and welcome to my Doctor Who review, and today I will be reviewing the Fires of Pompeii. This story is the first story in the new series to be filmed abroad, and they filmed this story at Cinecittà Studios. And this story is written by James Moran. This story is also the Doctor Who debut of two future Doctor Who stars. This story is the debut of Peter Capaldi and Karen Gillan, but not as the 12th Doctor and Amy Pond. By the time I am doing this review, Peter Capaldi would have made his debut as the 12th Doctor 10 years ago. Our cold open scene begins and we see the TARDIS has already landed, and we see the 10th Doctor played by David Tennant and Donna played by Catherine Tate, and they are in ancient Rome. We see the soothsayer played by Amy Pond herself, Karen Gillan, and she is watching the Doctor and Donna, and she is following them. We see Donna sees Mount Vesuvius, and we see the ground shakes. And a good line from the Doctor when he says, "We're in Pompeii, and it's Volcano Day." Our opening scene begins, and we see the soothsayer is running back, and she wants to see the High Priestess, and she tells her sisters about the blue box. We see the Doctor and Donna are running back to the TARDIS, and it's gone. We see the Doctor asks the local where the TARDIS is at, and we find out the local showed it. We find out the local showed the TARDIS to Caecilius. We see Caecilius played by the 12th Doctor himself, Peter Capaldi. And a good line from Caecilius when he says, "Modern art!" We see his wife Matilda, played by Tracy Child. We see his daughter Evelina, played by Frances Flower. We see his son Quintus, played by Francisco Pandolfo. We see the ground shakes, and their household items start to fall, and they catch them. We find out that Evelina has the eyes on her hands. We see Evelina is near the vent, and we find out there is something down the vent. We see Donna wants to get everyone out of Pompeii, and the Doctor knows history cannot be rewritten. I like the Doctor's line when he says this to Donna. Pompeii is a fixed point in history. What happens, happens. There's no stopping it. We see the Doctor is telling Donna they are getting out. We see the soothsayer has eyes on her hands, and same with the sisterhood. We find out from one of the sisters that the TARDIS is in the scroll. A good line from one of the sisters where she says, "Yet the CB foretold that the bugs would appear at the time of storms and fire and betrayal." We see the High Priestess is calling the sisters. We see the High Priestess tells the sisters her predictions about Pompeii, and the ground shakes again. At Caecilius' house, it's to the physicians, and we see the Doctor and Donna arrive. We see the Doctor and Donna meet Caecilius, and a funny line from the Doctor when he says, "I'm Spartacus." We see the Doctor meets Caecilius' family. We see Donna is telling them about the volcano, and they should leave. You can tell that Donna wants to do something to save the humans of Pompeii. And what did the first Doctor say? You can't rewrite history. Not one line. We see Lucas, played by Phil Davis. We find out Caecilius has a circuit board, and the Doctor notices it. We see the Doctor and Donna see Evelina, and she knows who the Doctor is. We see Lucas knows the Doctor is from Gallifrey. We find out from Lucas that she is returning, and you might be wondering, who is returning? We find out from Lucas that Donna has something on her back. We see Donna knows there is something on Evelina's arm. We find out from Donna that part of her arm is stone. We see the Doctor is looking at the vent. We see the doctor is hearing the noise, and we find out from Caecilius that happens all the time. We find out from Caecilius that the soothsayers consume all the vapor to see in the future. We find out from the doctor they are consuming tiny particles of rock, and they are breathing Vesuvius. We see the doctor asks Quintus where Lucas lives. We see the doctor asks again, and he pulls a coin out of Quintus's ear. We see Quintus is taking the doctor to Lucas's place. We see the doctor is at Lucas's place, and he is looking around inside, and we find out he has more circuit boards. We see Lucas comes out of nowhere, and we find out from him they are building the future. We see Donna is with Evelina, and we see Donna is asking questions. We see Donna asks Evelina if anything is going to happen tomorrow, and Evelina asks if anything special is going to happen tomorrow. We see the sisterhood is listening to Donna, and they find out what is going to happen tomorrow. We find out from the high priestess that Donna is to be sacrificed. Uh-oh. We see the doctor puts the circuit boards in the right positions, and we find out from the doctor it's an energy converter. We see the doctor asks Lucas who designed it. We see the doctor offers his hand to Lucas, and we see the doctor grabs his hand, and we find out his whole arm is stone. We see the doctor and Quintus escape. We see Lucas is talking to something, and we see the alien. We hear pounding, and the doctor wonders what that noise is, and we find out from the doctor they are footsteps, and the footsteps are heading towards Caecilius' house. We see the doctor warns everyone, but it's too late, and we see the alien comes out from the ground and breaks the vent. We see the doctor needs water. We see Donna has a basket and hands it to Quintus, and she gets kidnapped by the sisters. We see the doctor is trying to talk to it. We see Quintus throws water at it, and it works, and it is dead. A good line from Metella when she says this to the doctor: "You bring bad luck to this house." We see the doctor finds out Donna got kidnapped. Funny line from Donna when she says, "You have to be kidding me," and she is about to be sacrificed. We see the doctor comes to the rescue. We see the doctor frees Donna. We see the high priestess wants the doctor. We find out the high priestess is burnt. We find out the sisterhood have stone on their arms. We see the doctor asks who the high priestess is, and he is asking who the creature is in her. We see the high priestess' voice is getting deep, and we see the sisters are chanting. We find out the aliens are the pyrovale. We find out from the doctor the pyrovale is growing inside of her, and she is at halfway stage. We see the doctor is armed with a water gun. We find out they fell to Earth 17 years ago, and they sat her, and they are rebuilding themselves. We see one of the sisters knows the gun is harmless. Yeah, not fire. We see the doctor squirts water at the high priestess. We see the doctor and Donna go down to the vent. A good line from Donna when she says, "You fought her off with a water pistol. I bloody love you." We find out from the doctor they are going to the volcano. We find out from the high priestess the prophecy must advance. We find out from Lucas that they are going to the volcano. We see Matilda ask Evelina what will happen, and we find out someone will make a choice. We see Donna asks the doctor how many people died, and we find out from the doctor 20,000. We see the pyrovale are behind them. We see Lucas, and we see his men have the circuit boards. We find out from the doctor they are at the heart of Vesuvius. We see the doctor notices something, and it is an escape pod. We see Lucas is inside and he wants the doctor and Donna dead. We see the doctor is fighting them off with a water gun. We find out from Lucas they are taking over the world. And we see Donna asks why they can't go home, and we find out Pyrovilia is gone. We see the doctor and Donna get in the escape pod. We find out from the doctor that Vesuvius was never going to erupt, and the Pyrovales were stealing the power. We find out from the doctor he can invert the system, but the volcano will erupt. That was the choice, the world or Pompeii. And the doctor made it happen. I know you can tell the doctor has wiped out his people, but he is now doing it in Pompeii, and he has to do it. It is a fixed point in history. We see the doctor and Donna push the button and it starts. One of the greatest scenes when we see Vesuvius explode, and that is great visual effects. A good line from Caecilius when he says, "The sky is falling." We see the doctor and Donna made it out, and they run back to the TARDIS. We see Donna is warning them, but they don't listen. We see Caecilius tells the doctor he can't save them, and we see the doctor looks at him, and he leaves. We see Donna tells the doctor he can't leave them. I like the doctor's line when he says, "That's just it. Don't you see, Donna? Can't you understand? If I could go back and save them, then I would. But I can't. Can never go back. I can't. I just can't. I can't." You know the doctor can't save everyone. Not even his own people in the Time War. I love Donna's line when she says, "Just someone. Please. Not the whole town. Just save someone." We see the TARDIS comes back, and we see the doctor offers his hand to Caecilius. A good line from the doctor when he says, "Come with me." And we see Caecilius accepts. And this will lead to something important in the doctor's future. I think you can tell the doctor would wipe his wand from the Time War, and he does by saving Caecilius and his family. We see Pompeii is engulfed in smoke. We find out from the doctor the explosion was so powerful it cracked open a rift in time, and that is how she got the visions. We see Metella ask the doctor who he is, and a good line from the doctor when he says, "I was never here." We see the doctor and Donna go back to the TARDIS. We do find out that Donna was right. The doctor does need someone, and the TARDIS takes off. 6 months later, time has passed for Caecilius and his family. We find out Quintus is a doctor, well, in training. We see the family has the stone picture of the doctor and Donna, and that is the end. I will say this is a classic, and it is great as I remember it to be. I will say I do like Catherine Tate in this story, and even though she is a comedic actress, it really does show how a dramatic actress she can be. I do like Peter Capaldi as Caecilius, and this story was broadcasted in 2008, and this was 5 years before he was cast as the 12th Doctor. I know Karen Gillan has a minor role, but I found out something interesting. This story got Karen Gillan on the audition list, and she was already on Andy Pryor's radar, who was the show's casting director. I really do like David Tennant and Catherine Tate in this story, and this is their peak performance. I really do like the pyro veils, and they are made out of fire and stone. I will say this story does have great production values, and you can tell they did their research on Pompeii, and I will give this story a 10 out of 10. So that is my review of the Fires of Pompeii. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time for my review of Planet of the Ood. That's right, the Ood are back.